Seth Everett, 1050 ESPN New York.
Hey, I remember where this place was. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a while. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's having a good time. I'm back, and boy, that was an interesting night last night. Wow. One of the things what we're going to establish is I'm so not interested in the trash talking. I so don't care what Ray Lewis said. I don't care what Rex Ryan said. I'm more interested in what took place between the sidelines and make sure that new Meadowlands Stadium felt like a home, which it didn't, by the way. And I will say this from a standpoint of the New York Jets. You can talk about everything you want. We could go through it and find games last year. There were 4 of them. 4 games last year that you kick yourself because the defense played so well you should have been able to win the game. You can do that. But the Baltimore Ravens schooled Mr. Kyle Wilson. Welcome to the NFL, rookie. Cromartie's committing penalties. Why is Braylon Edwards on field goal blocking? What's going on with the New York Jets? I thought we documented preseason. Isn't that what Hard Knocks was about? Oh, no. That was about whether or not Jason Taylor could get to Hofstra on time. We're getting too detoured with the sideshow. We need to bring the focus back on the field. If the focus is on the field, then 14 penalties is not going to get the job done. 125 yards in penalties. 14 penalties. That's unbelievable. Braylon Edwards had 2 of them. This is the great offense without Santonio Holmes. And then the play that typified the entire game, and I understand, Mike Greenberg's a Jet fan, so he was crying in his beer yesterday, and I understand how most Jet fans are feeling. But Dustin Keller's got to be kicking himself because, let's face it, despite all the penalties, despite the fact that he went 1 for 11 on third downs, all of that, on the 4th down play, Keller is wide open, and all he has to do is step across a line. And that game's still alive. All right, Jet fans, we will hear from you in just a second. Before we do, let's hear from the Jets locker room. And our man on the scene, who is literally, he looked like he was the mayor of the Meadowlands yesterday, Rich Cimini from ESPNNewYork.com. I mean, literally the most popular guy in show business. Rich, good morning.
I don't know what you were looking at, but thanks anyway, I think.
Rich, you were in the locker room after the game, especially the offensive players. From what I heard, it seemed like they weren't trying to make excuses. How hard was it to ask players questions about ineptitude, and what were their responses?
Well, it's never hard to ask the Jets questions about ineptitude. I get used to it over the years, but it was just, the third downs was just, 1 for 11. I mean, they were 0 for 9, I think, before they finally hit one, and you just can't win that way. It was just a dysfunction on offense that I think should raise some red flags.
There were a couple of things about the defensive side. First of all, Chris Jenkins, an MRI today. What's the best case scenario for him? What was the speculation in the locker room?
Well, he was going for the MRI. I was told late after the game that, there's probably like a 50-50 chance this is season ending for him. So I still think they're holding out some hope that maybe it's not the ACL. And if it's not, then I think the best case scenario is you're looking at a few weeks off for him to this year. So it would be a devastating blow for him personally.
The Ravens did a remarkable job of putting Anquan Boldin on Kyle Wilson, or putting Kyle Wilson on Anquan Boldin. How was it that Darrelle Revis was not a one-on-one matchup there?
He was a couple of times, but it's a great question,